Hey guys, welcome back to World of Warships. Today we're taking a look at the Hindenburg, one of my favorite cruisers in the entire game. It's been that way for, well, a decade now. That's how old this game is, and that's how old this ship is. Yet it is still so much fun to play. As promised, we are looking at ships that aren't available for doubloons. Been a bit of a problem recently that a lot of the events are very cash heavy. So with Hindenburg, I think this is one of the best ships you can get if you're a free-to-play player or a light paid player, you know, not willing to spend a couple $100s every month on the new events from Wargaming. They're not all that bad. We're getting a new holiday convoy event next update starting, and that'll be excellent for free-to-play players. But I wanted to take a look at Hindenburg and a few others as we go forward here over the next few videos that can get you most of, if not all, the power level that we're looking at in these rare and very expensive ships, unique playstyles. Hindenburg is an amazing farmer. In fact, it's better than a lot of these extremely expensive event ships that have some extremely powerful gimmicks, admittedly. Reload boosters, wild sap shells, there's a lot of gimmicks these days, all right? Combat instructions. Hindenburg, it's very, very vanilla. However, that doesn't mean it's weak. Hindenburg is still an amazingly powerful ship. Its armor piercing does an absolute ton of damage if you catch broadsides, as we are hoping to do. But even if you don't get that, just as a pure HE farmer, Hindenburg is one of the chillest ships to play, as you get over 50 millimeters of pen on your HE. You may have noticed some of the power creep as we're going forward with this game. Battleship armor levels, not just 32 millimeters anymore. No. We're getting a lot more 38, maybe 40, even 50 millimeters of armor is getting much more common. And Hindenburg can full pen it all. It does not matter. Hindenburg can just get right through it. And that's assuming they all angle to you. If they don't, I mean, that was like an 11k hit into that Tempesta. And very soon, we're actually going to get our hands on a Vermont broadside, and you'll see the damage ramp like crazy. Hindenburg is still wanting to get this AP online, but that doesn't mean it has to. The HE is still absolutely incredible here. Solid firing angles on this ship, great amount of healing, and crucially, Hindenburg has one of the easier lines to grind these days. With the buffs to mid-tier cruisers, you can now get yourself towards a Hindenburg and not have the caveat of, yeah, Hindenburg's really good, but grinding through Hipper and York and Nuremberg, you don't have heals, you're going to explode. It's a very difficult thing to get through, especially with the up tiers at those lower and mid tiers. Not so much anymore. Playing through some of those ships down there, it is a blast to play. It's really nice, and it helps you learn the playstyle of Hindenburg at these higher tiers. I mean, just look at that armor-piercing alpha damage. It's all the way through the line that you get that. The AP is very good if you catch broadsides. The pen isn't great. The pen angles aren't amazing. They're not the heaviest AP shells, if that's what we want to call them, in comparison to, say, like Des Moines shells. Good AP pen angles, that sort of thing. But if you catch the broadside, they do an immense amount of damage. I really enjoy playing Hindenburg, and I think I like the playstyle even more than ships like Hawaii. I'm not sure if that's 100%. Okay, Hawaii is absolutely ridiculous, but Hindenburg is more chill, okay? Hawaii feels like I need to have the most insane games every single match. Otherwise, I'm kind of failing the ship and its insane gimmicks, but Hindenburg is a lot more relaxed and pretty close to as powerful in a random battles setting because of its extra pen, the shell velocity, good range, comfortable firing angles, a little better armor than even some of the heavy gimmick ships like Hawaii, or even some of the very high DPM light cruisers like Smolensk or Jinan or Colbert, things like that. Yeah, we took a huge hit from the Laria, but basically everything takes a huge hit from the Laria. There are still plenty of battleships out there with less than 431mm main guns. This Slava, for example. Notice how I'm showing enough broadside that he's baited into firing at our belt armor, but we have a 30-degree angle to him. We just bounce everything. Hindenburg still has it in a brawl too. We got 6-kilometer torpedo range, and that is going to allow us to torp out a ship in a brawl like this if they don't go down quickly to our teammates and our guns as well. This ship has something for almost every situation I'm in. I don't really feel like I'm locked out of games unless I get into an open water ocean map with only 457mm battleships on the enemy team with plane spotting that guarantees that I can't play undetected. That's a pretty specific scenario, don't you think? Anytime there's some islands and we're not only dealing with those 457s and there are opportunities to go undetected, which is usually going to be the case, I have a really good time in Hindenburg. And sometimes this game feels very inconsistent, things out of your control. And having these more vanilla feeling ships that are still immensely powerful, like the ship farms with the best of them still, it's just really nice to play. You're not really overloaded on trying to force a gimmick to work when the map and the matchmaker doesn't support it. And you still have that ability to just full carry so many different games with the Hindenburg. There are a lot of different ships that fill these sorts of roles that a lot of the new ships are trying to overtake. And of course, Wargaming is trying to make these gimmick-heavy, very expensive ships interesting so that you would buy them. It makes sense, okay? But I do want to cover some of these older ships as well as a reminder to say, you can get a great playstyle in World of Warships without spending hundreds of dollars on these new ships. We find ourselves here on Sunset Isles with a pretty nice matchmaker, not gonna lie. Plenty to farm, including what is that? A Hawaii, like I was mentioning recently. Kremlin pushing in, Yamato pushing in. It's so chill to have this much range and knowing that our Ichi has the pen. We got great fire chance here. It's a very relaxing ship for me to play personally. Part of why I chose it for today, all right? I've been having a good day, but it's been a long day. So perhaps a good way to unwind here is to just play a ship I feel extremely comfortable with, that I enjoy playing. It's free to play too. I really love that we have ships in this game that are extremely powerful, but also not just pay to win. This is a very, very, very good ship that you do not have to pay for. It's not even a ship that you have to particularly grind very hard for either. Sometimes we can look at the resource ships, Steel, Research Bureau, that sort of thing as well, and see that, yeah, they are very powerful. It takes a lot of effort to get to them, but you get a good ship at the end. And sometimes, for newer players, that is a bit of a frustration point. Not so here. We just have a very good ship that you can grind for in the tech tree. Really, really cool. Akazuki Mini Gumo, we always want to be trying to support our friendlies. How am I lit? How on earth am I lit right now? Through here? Or here? That's kind of wild. I didn't want to get lit because we've been farming a Yamato. He probably wants to find us. And there is also a Kremlin here too. Plenty of overmatch to go around, but we get to just play it as a more normal cruiser. Look at that, we're already up to like 50k basically. Nice, Kremlin has turned around. That means I can play a little more aggressive into the middle of the map here, potentially. 6 kilometer hydro here as well. Okay, our spotter plane has gone down, is what I was going to say. So that means the Yamato is a little bit out of reach for us. That's all right. How am I lit? Kitakazi over there. That's a spooky one. That's a very spooky one. We should really try to go after that. Can I get over this? I can. Excellent. I should go after that, but I want to get a fire on this Colombo first. Is that so wrong? Is that greed so... Oh my goodness, and I'm grounded. Broadside on to a Kremlin and potentially a Yamato. That's really bad. I should get behind this island in time. The reason I'm not instantly going on Kitakazi is because my turret traverse takes a little while. Yeah, there's those Yamato shots. Can't blame a brother for going after the Hindenburg that's been farming him all game. Oh man, that's really funny. Oh, the Colombo's so broadside. Colombo is a very scary ship to deal with as well, of course. Okay, let's deal with you now. It's time. It's time. Let's turn the guns. Let's angle in here. Not because it will necessarily bounce the shells, but because we're a smaller target to hit. And we're going to get up a little closer to this island. That way the Kremlin and the Colombo can't arc over it. Akazuki pushing forward here as well. So some battle impact here, just based on Hindenburg being pretty tanky as well. We get 5 heals as a Hindenburg. That feels great. Our ship can slot a legendary mod, which I was actually running at the first part of this video. But I decided not to here. In the theme of just playing a ship based on it playing free to play, I think without legendary mod is probably the way to go there. So 6 kilometer hydro is currently spotting this Akazuki here. Let's dump some torps for him. Maybe he's trying to YOLO torp us. I don't know. But very nice to see that. Yamato probably still looking for us, so we're going to have to do some speed juking here. Hello, sir. You were not expecting me to still have my hydro up, were you? 6-kilometer hydro is really nice. A Hawaii could be pushing us here. Is Yamato shooting us? He is not. Situational awareness, always very important. Come on, get there. No, I don't quite get it. Too bad. If Hawaii does full send for us, then I will try to get my torps ready on my left side. However, it looks like that's not what is happening here. Actually, it might be. It might be. Hawaii might turn for that. Baltimore, broadside on. We are broadside on to him as well. I think I need to leave, actually. As awkward as it is, I think this is a situation where I have to leave. We just can't afford to be caught bow on here to a Hawaii. There's some overmatch coming through for us, potentially. Didn't hurt that much, but Yamato guns can do way more damage than what we saw there out of them. Hello, Mr. Akazuki. I don't believe you have smoke, so we should be able to take you down. Let's kind of slow down and turn out, because I think Yamato is going to shoot at us again. He is. Get another salvo out into you. The slowdown turnout was exactly what the Yamato predicted. Nice shots, but we got our heal. And maybe we can live? Please. Okay, we are very low, but we are alive. Barely alive. Oh my goodness. Get me behind an island, please. No, Hawaii. Don't walk around the corner. Don't you dare. Leave me alone. Okay, I'm alive somehow. These torpedoes will reach, so let's make sure we dodge them. It feels a little awkward not playing this with the rudder upgrade that we find with the legendary mod. That's one of the reasons I like running it. It buffs your heals, it buffs some other things about your survivability, but crucially for me, I really just like how it buffs my maneuverability. Okay, we are far enough away that I think I can shoot undetected here. Indeed we can. Excellent. A little worried about maybe getting spotted by the submarine, but I don't think that's necessarily going to happen right now. We'll have to be aware that the Kansas could start spotting us here soon, so I don't want to pop my spotter plane because that would get us detected here. These guys are broadside enough that just maybe... I almost popped my spotter plane. You know what I just said? Not to pop my spotter plane. I almost popped it to get the spotting, potentially, if Baltimore is shooting. Oh, wait, no, gun bloom doesn't affect that anymore. But also just to get a better angle to see what I'm shooting at here. Nice. I can get over this into that Hawaii. Our heal is almost up. 4K. Not bad, not bad. Now, worth noting that our... Nice, we get our buff. Kansas will spot us once he is through this gap here. So let's also turn around because they're starting to push through here. So what I'll want to do is play up a little further here. And that way I can bounce, or sorry, I can cut off their angle of fire towards me. These islands are low. They can shoot over them, but so can we. As long as we remain undetected, we're going to be fine here still. Plenty of overmatch, plenty. Okay, nice. The Kansas goes down. That gives me a lot more freedom here to pop my plane as I want it to. See how much better it is, or easier it is to fire as soon as we can line up our shots a little better here. Come on, give me one good salvo out of the AP. Oh no, he goes behind. That's fine. That's fine. We will get plenty of opportunities to farm here on this Yamato yet. 126 only, but I think we played a pretty crucial role as the enemy team pushed through middle. We held it as long as we could, and now we just get to clean up on the remaining battleships here. Okay, can I shoot over this now? I think so. We could even think about the AP, even at these ranges. I know I said the AP is a little light, it's a little weak in terms of its pen and angled performance, but Yamato upper belt is 32 only, so it doesn't take much to get through that. However, the HE is still also just very good to go for. We'll get fires, we'll get plenty of full pens. I mean, can you really complain about 5.5k damage per salvo here? Oh my goodness, that's so much. Okay, 4k that time. Still very, very good. His damage control is just off cooldown, or his immunity time just ended, so we can get the fires now. Anytime, game, there where you'd like to give me the fires, I would appreciate it before he goes down. It's going to be the last salvo, right? It's going to be just as he's about to die, we get the fire. Yep. I have played this video game before. Yes, indeed. Okay, maybe the AP would have been the better one to go after, but that's okay. This ship is chill. This ship is just nice and chill to play, guys. That's what it comes down to. You get the right opportunity. Suddenly our damage ramps extremely quickly here because we found the flank where we can get good damage in, farm without having to worry about these 457s. Because yes, we still have to worry about them, but we found the opportunities in this one. And Kremlin goes down. Another 165. Not bad. Under a little more pressure this time. Got myself into a maybe a little worse position, admittedly. But a lot of fun was had regardless. And we farmed a pretty solid match. Another one. No E yet for us, but that's okay. We're having a good time because we're playing Hindenburg. And we're having a good time with the knowledge that you don't have to spend money for this experience. You can just get it for free. Okay, I've intentionally gone for the more open flank here. And that might be a really bad idea when we got ourselves in a Fondator, potentially, on the enemy team, yes. But we are trying it because I want to see if really Hindenburg has something for all of these map positions, okay? It probably would have been much smarter to head in here, that sort of thing. But let's see if I can't grab a little something. Svea might slow down, so let's go AP there. Venezia, a little bit spooky. I think the Afanator probably spawned middle if I had to guess, based on the Soyuz positioning. We also have a Gudin here, which is a pretty scary ship to deal with, the airstrikes. So we are going to kite away from that, get out of his range. I think this is probably going to hurt us. Yeah, Venezia, Sap. Sap is an ammo type, guys. Sap is an ammo type. It's a little hard. It's a little hard. However, this Tulsa has found himself in a much worse position. Caught bow in here. Though, looks like he will get to go dark. But man, we got some great damage into him already. A little bit of pre-kited gameplay. I understand. Sometimes that's what we got to do. Irresistible and then a Fondator. So a Fondator is very far away. That is excellent news for us. So as a cruiser, it allows us to play this open water style a little bit easier. Soyuz also, meaning that he does not overmatch our 30. Not sure why this Ven is so interested in us. There's plenty of other ships here, but I guess we'll allow it, considering we haven't taken that much damage to him. We got plenty of healing left in the tank. Maybe we can farm this Soyuz, actually. Speaking of 50 mil armor plating, I think maybe that one's 60, actually. That one might be 60. So let's go dark. The Venezia has our number here again. Let's maybe go dark and take a look at pushing a different angle, perhaps. Spotting here is a little bit intermittent, unfortunately. I think it's the submarine, actually, who is doing the spotting for us primarily. So that is why it's a little awkward on this flank, where we don't have the consistent farming, but it's okay. We can make it work. Tulsa and Svea, eh? Radar ships on this flank. Afanator has moved over to the other side pretty aggressively, I would say. So we're okay. This Venezia does not like me, apparently. And there's a sub over here. Oh my, that is spooky stuff. So, good thing we are in a kited position, okay? You gotta kite away from subs. That's really the only way for you to deal with them. Got our hydro to spot out the torpedoes here as well. That's tough. I think what we need to do is turn like so. We should avoid the next ping like that. And maybe that allows me to not use my damage control on this one. That would be really good if so. Nice. Interesting. So there's like a bow. Okay, the Soyuz is dead. That's why. There's also a pretty broadside Iowa here. I'm surprised the sub is on us that quickly. Okay. Oh, he's in a div with the Venezia. Okay, sometimes you get divisions that just want to take you out from time to time. So that's what we're dealing with here. And it looks like we're also dealing with a blowout, guys. Okay. Soyuz spotted, finally. Maybe we can farm a little bit here before this one is just over. Not sure if we necessarily can, but Soyuz does not have the overmatch into us, right? So I am able to angle here and not take too much damage. And now because he has such a long reload time, I am able to turn away without fear of him getting our broadside and dev striking us, right? That's always the worry when you get caught broadside from a battleship, but we managed to bait out his salvo. And now by the time he's loaded again, we should be angled in time. Guden on us as well. That's tough, guys. That's tough. Oh, he's in the division too. Okay. Sometimes you got hard games, man. Sometimes you got hard games. We are angled, though, by the time that next Soyuz shot comes. You see that? Very good. The Soyuz does not have fire prevention. That's very interesting. Oh my, we're getting cross-mapped by a Tsurugi. Hard stuff playing a cruiser sometimes, okay? What can I say? Cruisers ain't the easiest, okay? But we're making it work. We're making it work. This Guden has caught Bao on, and we are pretty good at farming, so why don't we do that? We should also probably make use of a heal here. Guden takes longer fires, notably, so we're going to try to light him up and then get the perma fires rather quickly afterwards. We might eat his bombs here. I'm going to try the old stopping technology. Not sure if that's going to work. Certainly worked against the Soyuz there. It did not against the bombs, unfortunately, and I'm not getting the fires that I was hoping for into this Guden. It's all right. Slowly we'll get there. Irresistible probably looking for us as well. So maybe we should angle away from him. There we go. Don't take too much there. Someone else got a fire. Yeah, there's the irresistible shots. Okay. Looking a little bit sketchy. Looking a little sketchy here. I wonder if I can greed to finish off this Guden here. I'm not sure if that's such a good idea. But now that we're at speed, I can maneuver a little bit more. This is where it's really nice to have the rudder shift, by the way. You're much, much harder to target to hit when you get the rudder mods going. But we're still dodging pretty well, even without it. You don't necessarily need to run double rudder or anything like that. Still rather difficult for the enemy. Oh, and he goes undetected. Interesting. All right, that's fine. Let's see if I can't avoid this last irresistible shot. Nice, the Guden does go down. Excellent stuff. Good work, team. Okay, we avoid it. Barely. I will continue on irresistible here. We have to keep the damage up, otherwise we're going to lose, right? So our options are go dark and try and heal up a little safer, or lose the game, and lose the game more than likely, or take the risk that maybe Soyuz doesn't do damage to us, and we are able to, I don't know about bring this one back, but hope for a little bit more of a comeback from the team here. Decent enough damage. I see the Tsurugi. Yeah, he opened up on us, so we can slow down. Oh, unfortunately, the Irresistible has his smoke yet, so that makes it a little bit challenging for us to actually consistently farm him out. So, and him kind of playing on that flank, or that cap rather, means that we're not really going to get that anytime soon. This Tsurugi shot I might be accelerating into, although it looks like we're fine. Barely, but we are. Very nice. Soyuz about to get out of our range, so why don't we pop a spotter and go after him still. We're getting to be so far away that we're not really that useful to our team, so let's risk a turn back in, even though Soyuz or Tsurugi might have a shot on us here. It's long enough range that I'm not really that concerned. Keep the damage up if we can. Likely it's the Shimakaze that is spotting us, and the Irresistible trying to farm us down in his smoke. So, can we go undetected? Probably not, because Soyuz, or Smolensk rather, is still spotted. Unfortunately, it does end in a defeat, as we predicted from the 5-minute mark. Blowouts happen to everybody, okay? But playing Hindenburg, we're kind of chilling through it. We can manage those sorts of situations. So 126 is not the best damage, but considering the amount of focus we got from some very frustrating ships to deal with, Gudens are very annoying, Venezias, submarines, right? We took 3.2 million potential damage there, still alive by the end. We were excellent bait for our teammates. We kept the enemies from actually dealing as consistent damage to our team. Like, just think about that. If we weren't there to tank that 3.2 million, how much faster would have our teammates gone down, right? There is something to be said about soaking up damage in that way. Unfortunately, it just simply didn't matter in that game, but Hindenburg can still have some excellent results, even in some awkward matches, open water like that, where we're dealing with difficult ships, we don't have the spotting we're hoping for, team collapses. Hindenburg still can have an okay match. So here is the build that I was running. This is not what I run all the time, but I wanted to try something a little bit more vanilla in the spirit of free-to-play, fun ships that are very strong that everyone should get, and maybe run a build that is a little bit less lighthousey, shall we say. So still wanting to take some damage upgrades, of course, but the keys here are that we're going for all the heals we can get, we're going for all the HP we can get, and we're going for all the concealment we can get. As well as gun feeder, because I do want to shoot some AP from time to time. You don't always get the opportunities, but I do want to find those opportunities to get that armor piercing going, because it is really powerful. I mean, 10k salvos every 8 seconds. That's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. As for the upgrades, I go like this. I do really like the legendary mod, or even just full steering gears mod 2 for the extra maneuverability. The 12.1 second rudder feels a little bit slow, but we can make it work still. 3.2 mil potential, guys, even with such a slow rudder build. Usually we see that with the steering gears mod, or at least the legendary mod, but not so in this one. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with that. Armor-wise, yeah, it's 30. This is not good armor these days anymore, because we do have a lot of 457s, a lot of ships, a lot of battleships overmatch 30 millimeters of armor. But if we play a little further back, a little more cautious around islands, we still can make it work. And that's really cool. Hindenburg, very old ship. Really awesome that it is a free ship that anybody can grind towards, not even for a difficult resource. This is just purely a normal tech tree ship in the game. And it still rivals some of the best, most extreme, gimmick-heavy new ships for hundreds of dollars in the ability to farm and have just consistently good cruiser games, which I absolutely love. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.